Yeah, just gotta unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm just talking. Welcome to Caregiver Chronicles, Friday Night Live. Ask Dr. Yvette anything. Caregiver Chronicles is a 16-module online course on caregiving. The course covers every aspect of caregiving from the onset of your loved one's illness all the way until they recover or transition. So Friday Night Live, Ask Dr. Yvette Anything, is an open forum to discuss topics related to caregiving. Tonight's topic is a healthy lifestyle leads to longevity. And so whenever you have a person with an illness or you might be ill yourself, it's critical to have a healthy lifestyle in order to prolong your life or to have a life that is of some substance. And so I have two health gurus on here with me tonight. I have Coach Terrence Pennington. He is a former NFL player. He is also a fitness expert, a healthy eating expert as well. So thank you, Coach Pennington, for joining us tonight. Would you just say hello, and then I'm going to introduce our other guests as well?
Hello, hello, hello. I'm excited to be here.
All right, great. And then we also have Paris Broadnax, who is a health consultant and a fitness expert. She is a coach as well. So thank you, Paris, for joining us. If you would say hello, I'd appreciate it.
Hello, everyone. How are you all?
Okay, so let's get started then. The main thing that we want to discuss tonight is that healthy living, eating, exercising, whatever you do to prolong your life will also allow you to go through your illness and have some comfort in it and some longevity and all of those things. So the first thing we want to really talk about is what constitutes a healthy lifestyle, because some people may know, some people may not. And I know for me, a healthy lifestyle is a bit of everything. It's a holistic picture, if you will. It's not just exercise by itself. It's not just eating right by itself. It's not just having a mental stability. It is a combination of those things. And so I want to just talk with you all about it. I asked these both of Paris and Coach Pennington to come on with me so that we can just talk about it. So what are your thoughts? Any thoughts about that, Coach Paris or Coach Pennington, about a healthy lifestyle? What constitutes a healthy lifestyle? What would you tell the audience that's listening in?
For me, it's everything in general. It's body, it's spiritual, and it's nutrition. To have a healthy, active lifestyle, I think you have to have great mental health on top of great nutrition and physical activity. For me, I always focus on my mental first thing in the morning. I focus on proper nutrition, and then I work on the physical. If you're not in a space mentally, sometimes it's hard to stay focused on the nutrition, and it's also it's harder to stay focused on your physical when it comes to working out and being active.
Okay. How about you, Coach? Any thoughts on that? And Coach, you guys can stay unmuted because we're gonna have a conversation. So don't mute yourself, not unless you got a lot of background noise going on. Let's stay unmuted so we can just talk about it because we want to just be comfortable with it. Okay.
I love that question because a lot of people say I want a healthy lifestyle, but it's so broad, So I would say that it really depends on your goals, what you want, because I believe that it's not. This is my belief. It's not about good and bad. To me, does this line with who you want to be, the outcome that you desire, right? So it's not saying eating bread is bad, so now we got kids that's bad. No, it's not that. So it's all about healthy. Now, what's healthy to you, right? So for me, is having healthy thoughts, right? Because my thoughts are not healthy, and then that can also have my actions now not to be healthy aligned. So for me, it's all, like she said, definitely the mental nutrition, but it's all about what is beneficial. So I like to use beneficial. Just like the word said, everything is permissible, but it might not be beneficial. So I'm a big thing on, does this benefit you? Is this congruent with the identity that you want? So yeah, so that's why I said very broad. So it's more on each individual person, because somebody might say, hey, lifestyle is I got abs. Somebody else might say, hey, lifestyle for me is me exercising 3 or 4 times a week. Me just maybe doing 2 or 3 cheat meals the most a week, and that consistently with a habit will end up me being healthy. If that makes sense what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. So a healthy lifestyle is just overall mental, physical, emotional, psychological picture that you paint for yourself, basically, from what I'm seeing, from what I'm hearing. Yeah, you just have to have the mindset. It's I think if you have the mental piece, then the other pieces will fall into place. That's my thought process, because if I'm mentally ready to do this, if I'm mentally ready to exercise, if I'm mentally ready to eat right, if I'm mentally ready to do the things that are necessary to prolong my life, then I think that's half the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. It's the whole battle. And I believe that if somebody accepts that, then they will put the time and investment on their thoughts.
Right.
And I was a victim of it because I come from a football background. It's lift body, right? And your mind, you have it where you just run the play and do what you got to do, blah, blah, blah. However, when I was done playing ball and I got certified and I learned what to do, I still struggle. So some people might say, I don't know what to do. I know people I work with where they know what to do and they still struggle. And they have that capability to do it. Their body ain't the problem, like you say, your mind. So the biggest common problem I see, let me know you agree, Paris, is people don't know how to get their mind right. Because I hear all the time, I get my mind right. So I ask them, how do you get it right? I don't know. Well, then, so I believe that's the healthy lifestyle. The part we're missing is, how do I get this mind to think healthy, right? But if you can't do that, you don't accept that it's all mental, then you're going to be focused on the treadmill, eating, and now focus on, why do I eat when I'm stressed? Why do I think about a burger after I get off work? And if you're not getting that part right, then this part here, it's going to follow with this things. What's your thoughts, Paris?
I agree, because even if you do start your healthy, active lifestyle in this new, fabulous, healthy journey, if you don't always continue to work on your mental, you'll fall off. You'll go right back into old habits.
Right.
So I always try to make sure, like personally, that I feed myself mentally every single day, even if it's like a personal development video in the morning, listening to Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins, Bishop Jakes. You have to feed yourself mentally every single day, or you'll fall right back into old habits. You start eating out of emotion. Women will start using certain women issues to go and eat a box of pizza or have some ice cream. So I totally do agree with that. I do.
Right. All right. That sounds really good. So let's talk a little bit about the things the elements, if you will, that go into this healthy lifestyle that we're going to put our mind to, if you will. I know that eating to live versus living to eat is just the most critical piece. I know that it's all of each piece goes together, but for me, I think the eating piece, if we can conquer that too, that will bring us, possibly full circle. What do you think about that?
It will. It helped me in the beginning of my journey. I was working out like crazy. I was going to all these group workouts with my friends. I was going to hip hop class. And I'm like, okay, why am I not losing the weight that I want to lose? Like, what is the issue? And it was the nutrition. I was missing the nutrition part. I was mentally ready. I was working out, but I had that one was not even one. It's a big percentage of it. 80%. They always say 80% nutrition, 20% fitness. My nutrition was horrible, but I was working out thinking I was going to get a result. And then when I made that shift, the 15 pounds I was trying to lose in a year, I lost in a month and a half.
Right.
And it continued. I lost 48 pounds in 4 months. So it was that one little thing I needed to adjust, but everyone thinks that they could outwork a bad diet, and it's not true. You have to get proper nutrition. Even I'm sure he knows, as an athlete, you need to have proper nutrition even after you work out, after you have a hard game. You need to have something high in protein. So a lot of people are missing that. They think they can work out a lot and eat bad, and it does not work out like that. It just doesn't work.
Well, I think, and Coach, you can probably attest to this, your body will burn fat based on what you put in it. So if you're putting the things in it that will allow you to burn, then you can burn those things off, you know? But if you're putting good junk in your body, then it's not gonna burn like it should. Is that a safe scenario to say, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll like she was saying, I see a lot of people struggle. Even myself, starting is lack of knowledge, lack of information. Right. We do the same thing with finance. Right. We do the same thing with relationships. Because when we go to school, we don't learn this stuff. Right. We are dissecting frogs, not human bodies. Right. So we understand. So I would say, number one, that's the reason why I got certified, because I was tired of getting my butt kicked. And I knew that I can do it, but I knew that, like football, I was confident in football because I knew what to do. And I believe that's why a lot of people don't have confidence, is because it's that confusion. But on a lifestyle change, the ha-ha moment that I had on my journey, because again, you have P90, you have this, and then you got keto, you got so many things. So when I asked about my lifestyle change, what my philosophy is, you have to find a style that works with you. And that's why I say lifestyle. So we got to change the style of how you deal with adversity, change the style of how you deal with, I don't feel like not motivated today, right? We got to change those styles. And it's like football, it's 32 teams, but it's also 32 different playbooks. Right. Why? Because the team is going to put a system that matches the style, the strengths, the weaknesses of the team. And I believe that that's the knowledge part where we miss why coaching is important. I believe we don't have is somebody to set you up in a position to win. But if you love sweets, like me, I love sweets. I got sweet mouth. I don't got sweet tooth. So keto will not work for me if you're saying that I cannot have carbs. And that's what I see too, is we can all in, all out. And what I teach on my ladies, especially ladies, is that would you want your husband to be that boyfriend where I'm all in and all out, where we don't have that balance? Right. And that's what I believe the style is how can I find a balanced lifestyle and not having that? And again, it goes back to the style that works for you. Right.
Right.
That's my point.
So when you talk about a balance, and when you said that, you brought back to memory for me of diabetes, because when a person has diabetes, they have to balance their diet. And it's not about it's about understanding what your body will process and how it will process it. Because I recall my history that diabetes, and I don't have diabetes, but I had it gestational when I was pregnant, and a lot of women get it when they're pregnant. But the reason why I said that is because I could eat anything and it not affect me, but there were certain things I would eat and it would run my blood sugar up. And so I had to have a certain balance, but I had to realize how my body processed that food in order for me to understand what I needed to balance. Because in the morning, I couldn't eat certain things because it would run my sugar up. But later in the day, I could eat it. So it depends on your body, because and this is just my thought process, and correct me if you guys think I'm wrong, is that your body is going to process food based on the metabolism, based on what you do, based on your makeup, because so everybody is individual with regard to this eating thing, because you might be able to burn it faster than I can, but I burn it differently because my metabolism is different. So and you want to touch on that a little bit? Is that something you can speak to, Coach, or Paris, or Coach Pennington?
Just from personal experience, you just have to find what works for you. Everyone's body is different. My body started changing when I got older. In the beginning, there were certain things that would not affect my body, and I was just a-okay. Now I really have to watch certain food. Like I can't have a lot of bread, a lot of dairy, and I noticed that last year I had to start watching the dairy. I had to start watching the bread. because my body started shifting and changing, and it was
Right.
harder for me to work out. I was becoming more tired. It was hard for me to lose weight again. I'm like, what is going on? So you just have to find out what works for you and what works for your body. Your body would tell you, you'll feel it. You'll know when something's not right. You know, after you eat something, you're like, ooh, I don't think I should be having that anymore.
Right.
Like, you would definitely know. And I started noticing like bread was not my friend anymore, and dairy, not my friend anymore.
Not your friend.
Not my friend. So I had to cut those things out, because you'll start noticing, even in your skin, your digestive health, you'll start noticing the shift. So it just depends on what works for you and what your body is telling you.
Right, right. And when you said that, and you talked about milk, and let me just mention milk, and Coach, I want you to chime in after this too, is that I used to be able to drink a gallon of milk every day if I felt like it. And then when I got to a certain point in life, which I don't even remember when, years ago, I could not drink milk without it tearing me apart. And I was like, well, what happened to, is there something wrong with the milk? Or is it that my body has changed where I cannot have milk anymore? Can't drink it at all. What happened to the milk? Is it me or is it the milk? Did they put something in the milk? I don't know.
It's a mixture of both.
Huh?
It's a mixture of both.
I know, huh? My body changed and the milk changed and they put, I guess, hormones or something in it. I don't know. But I cannot, and I used, oh God, I love milk. I loved it, but I cannot drink it anymore. All right, Coach.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Two things with that. A pattern, consequences, right? So things will happen with a sequence of things. So what you're saying is, somebody like, I used to eat cupcakes and these all day, it was fine. And I go now, I learned that I got diabetes. So things that you do, your body is going to respond, but also your body goal is to survive, right? To live. So it's going to reject or do things, and that's a blessing. It's a good thing, right? Because we're going to compete with the milk and the hormones and things to do in the long term. So one, again, things that you do in a pattern over and over and over, right? Your body will change of how it goes. Now, you can't shift and change it. That's the awesome thing about the body once you understand it, from being a diabetic, and now I'm healed from being diabetic, is understanding that. And I love what Paris said about that. And one thing I teach my clients, that show CSI, Miami. So my goal is to teach my clients to be like Horatio, where we want to be, right? So we got to now know what happened, what, how. So you're on a scale and it goes up, instead of being frustrated, it's now being a detective. Because honestly, Yvette, Paris, I could look at a Whopper and gain 5. That's how my genetics is. It's so crazy. My body holds water weight, and my muscles I have, so I understand that. So I can have a weekend where I just kind of eat what I want. I can gain 10, 15 pounds in 2 days. And before, I used to, kill, right, emotionally, and want to throw my scale across the room. But again, the knowledge of understanding was so helpful, where I was able to understand, okay, this is why. And like she said, once you understand it, and the beautiful thing, Yvette, is that you only have one body to learn. Once you learn your body one time, you have it, right? I got over 100 clients, so I got to learn all them bodies. But I want to encourage you who listen, you only got one body to learn. And once you learn and you have it, you got it. So now if I got to get ready for a beach, I know what to eat, what to do, and my body go this way. If I want to do this, once you learn it, it's like math. Once you learn a formula, and it's exciting, because now you can just play with it, finagle it, it's awesome, But again, the key is you have to learn it and want to learn it.
That's exactly right. That's important. That's critical. So we talked about what constitutes a healthy lifestyle. We talked about eating to live versus living to eat. I just want to appeal to the audience, those who are listening in with us. If you have a question or a comment, please type it in the comment section or the chat, and we will definitely respond to you. I do want to say that Caregiver Chronicles is the reason for this platform. We're here today because when you have a loved one who is ill, or if you are a caregiver, then you will likely need to be careful and take care of yourself, because caregiving is one of the most stressful things that you can do. Okay. you are caring for someone else, you're making sure all their needs are met, yet you are not taking care of yourself because you're so focused on that person. And so that's the whole purpose of Caregiver Chronicles, is to make sure that you can also maintain a healthy lifestyle while you care for their loved one. So I just wanted to bring that up. So let's continue.
Oh, can I join that? Because see, you
Yeah,
did something
Coach,
that
you
hits me.
we kind of getting a little feedback. Are you? I don't know if there's the hearing is a little bit off. Are you able to get a little closer or adjust your sound
Yeah.
a bit? Okay.
I put on my headphones so that worked.
Oh, that's it.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes. Perfect.
Better?
Yes.
Awesome. So the thing that really helped shift me, when I left the NFL, I was 6'7", 340, and I remember I had this exit meeting with the Giants, and he asked me, he said, "Mr. Pennington, how many 6'7", over 300-pound guys you see 60, 70-year-olds walking around?" I'm like, "I don't see it." He said, "Exactly. So if you want to make it, you got to get that. You have to get that weight off." So that hit me. The second thing that hit me is I have a wife, and it wouldn't be right that I don't take care of my body because now I put the burden on her. So
Right.
now she has to make up for my decisions. And I put myself in football. There's a lot of things I deal with, but there's things that I can do and control to put myself in a position.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, don't take care of yourself, somebody got to be the one. Your son, your kids, your
Exactly.
daughter, your wife,
Exactly.
husband. And that's the part where you got to have compassion and think about that. And I know sometimes we think about today and not the future, but I want to encourage somebody because, like you said, caregiver, it costs money, right? So now these things you're doing is going to cost you. And when retirement comes and your money is not as much you make it now, and now it makes up, I see all the time with people are struggling. That Medicare, Medicaid, that money, it is not cheap, right? So I'm very passionate about that because I see all the time, but also it is can be a selfish act because when you eat in this way, only person that benefits is you. And that's the part we have to think about our loved ones and the people that's really connected to you. So I definitely want to talk about, at least share that part because I am passionate about that part.
Right. Thank you, Coach. Thank you. And that's important. And what you mentioned is really critical because if I don't take care of myself, then when I get a little more seasoned, okay, and when I get a little older, my sons are going to have to take care of me at some point. Well, hopefully they won't, but they may have to. And I could make it a lot easier on them if I have done my due diligence because our body is breaking down every day. We start dying the first day that we start breathing. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I mean that as we breathe life, as we start our life, and we're moving towards, the senior years because we're going to get there. If you're allowed to get there, you'll get there. And you'll get to a point where you cannot do everything for yourself. But if you have made some efforts to eat right, to exercise, to do all of the things that are necessary to prolong your life as much as you can, as best as you can, then that will take it likely will, not necessarily, but it will likely take the burden off of your loved one who may have the responsibility of taking care of you when you get there. So just remember that, those who are listening in, that's important, it's critical. So I just wanted to bring that up. So now I wanted to talk a little bit about a mental, physical, emotional, and psychological health. I know you guys are not social workers as I am, but it's all a piece of the pie, if you will. And so I'm thinking about the mental health piece of it and how our thought process can be better because of our eating habits. Our thought process can be better because of our exercising habits. And if we can incorporate those things in our lives, then it'll give us less stress. It'll take stress away. And that's my thought process because stress is one of the number one killers. I know you guys know that. And so what do you want to say about that? Any comments on that, either of you?
Yes. For me, what I like to do is if I'm stressed, I try to work out. because I always feel good after I work out. You have moments when you don't want to do it, but when you get done, you feel so good. You feel so much better after you do.
Right.
So when I'm in a certain space and I just need to like do a release, I go to two things. I go to two fun workouts. Either I go to boxing or I go to hip hop.
Kickboxing. Did you say kickboxing?
Kickboxing, or I go to hip hop. I love to dance. So I always tell people also, when you work out, try to find something that you really, really enjoy that's a physical activity. So some of my friends, they like to ride bikes. So they go to a cycle class. They like to dance like I do. I'm around a lot of people who like to dance. So we go to hip hop. So that's where I release my stress. And I feel so good because I let whatever happened that day, I leave it on that floor. If I go to boxing, I leave it in that, put on them gloves, I hit that mat, I hit my trainer really, really hard, and I feel good after.
But that's a stress reliever. You're relieving stress when you do that.
Relieving stress, like instead of punching and going off on coworkers,
right,
or a client irritated you that day, just take it out. You put on them gloves and take it out.
Right.
Or go to a class where you're going to be surrounded by people that are going to make you smile, they're going to make you laugh, that want to see you, they're excited to see you, and you'll feel so much better. Like, I realize when I go to class and then I surround myself with certain people, it takes my mind somewhere else sometimes. And you need that. Like, you need a little getaway, you know? So try to find a class that you really enjoy.
Right, right. What about you, Coach? Any comment on that?
Well, I love the last thing she says, because that's basically the goal of what we do when we're uncomfortable. We're trying to escape. Right. So that's why you see people, I can't wait for the weekends. I want to escape work. I can't wait vacations, escape, you know, so, and that starts in childhood. You know, mine was video games. That's how I used to escape school, being bullied and teased and things like that. So we have our coping mechanisms of how we want to escape or not deal with it, or overall is to feel different. And that's the goal basically, is I don't like how I feel. So what is this something I can get instantly that I can change how I feel now? And when parents would say that, it took her, I'm guessing, some time, right? Strategies to find, okay, I try this. Because somebody can say, well, I don't like doing boxing, right? Remember, we talked about that. It's a style that you like, right? So you experiment and looking and be open-minded and find what you like. And that's, I would say, is the key, is finding, and we talk about healthy lifestyle, is you got to find a healthy way of dealing with stress, dealing with that. And that's the thing that, you know, teaching people, is that the human nature of our mind is we want convenience and you want to be comfortable. That's the nature of how our mind works. Right. So understand, while we go to things, food, TV, this, that, because it's going to make me feel good, it's convenient, I'll DoorDash, come to my house, right, blah, blah, blah. But what she said is awesome, is you got to find something that you enjoy. And that was a big breakthrough with me, because I did football workouts since I was high school. So I was burnt out. I'm not a guy that like working out. I'm be real. I don't love working out. I love the benefits I get from working out. I'm not a guy that be in the gym for 2 or 3 hours like some other guys. That's you, awesome, right? But I had to find what I like. So I had to start working out by myself. I learned because I know what I like. And when I used to work with people and I'll do things like, I do it, I like it, and you know, so it's like food. If we went to a buffet, I'm sure you're going to pick the food you like. So I want to just encourage people that if you're saying that you have stress and struggles, so the key is, how can I explore other ways of doing it? And the sad thing about Yvette, Paris, is that, you know, I'm here down south. I don't know where all you guys are at, but it's comfort food. And we have labeled food comfort food. So now we are sparked of, well, let me go get comfort, and then that's what happens. So if you want to change your lifestyle, I talked about earlier, you got to now change your style of what you do when you're uncomfortable. And that's going to happen even when you lose your weight. So get ready. You can lose your weight. It don't mean, oh, I arrived. No, because now you got to sustain it. But this is why you have to find a style that you can sustain, but also have fun with it. So that's awesome, Terrence. I love that.
Right. Yeah. And you know, I'm just want to say also, you know, we actually had this topic 2 weeks ago, but there was some issues with the Zoom. And so Paris was on with me, but Coach wasn't able to be with us. So I wanted to revisit this tonight, and that's why we're having this topic again tonight. But I thought about the exercise, and I think I mentioned this last time, Paris, when we were on, is that I would go to the gym with other people, but when I went with other people, I wouldn't just go because I wanted to go. It was because I was going with someone. And so I decided I would go by myself, because if I went by myself, I wasn't going for anybody. I was going for me. I was going for what I wanted to do, and I was going to do the exercises that I wanted to do, and it wasn't influenced by anybody else. And so I was telling Paris last time that I like to go to the gym by myself, because if I go by myself, I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm not going to be influenced, and that's better for me. Now, I know everybody is different. Some people might like to go with the group. I like to go to the gym and get into the class sometime if I do go. Well, we can't do it now because of the COVID, but nevertheless, back in the day, that's what I would do. I would go to the gym, you know, by myself, and then I would go do what I want to do, get into classes and all of that. But I just wanted to mention that. So if you're a loner, you like to go by yourself, it's okay. If you like to go with the friends, it's okay. Go ahead, Coach. Come on.
No, I understand that. Hey, same way. Like, that's me. Now, I love people. I'm energy. I love it. But I, like, if I go
Say it
to
again,
buffet, I know.
Say it again.
Can you hear me?
It's kind of breaking up a little bit.
How about now? Still the same?
Yeah, that sounds good.
No, I was saying I agree. I'm the same way. Like, if I'm going to go to a buffet, I'm going to get my plate. I'm going to get what I like and what I want, right?
Right.
But now, this is what I learned. That if you don't know no other way, and that's all you know, then you follow what other people do. But
Right.
when I got started to learn different exercises, I was like, oh, I can do that, I can do that. I can use a ball, I can use a kettlebell, I can use this, I can use that, right? But also we all have different maybe conditions, right? My back, I got a lower back. So there's some things that my wife like to do, right, that I can do. So then I can make me be like, I'll do that, and I'll do it, and I get hurt, and now I'm like, this hurt tomorrow, you know? So it's really fun. Again, go back to your style, what you like, right? But I am big on synergy. Like Paris says, synergy is huge. So if you're like, I don't know what to do, like my wife, she loves classes. So I'm like, hey, because you have accountability with classes, because they'll be like, girl, where you at? I haven't seen you, anything like that. So those things are good when you don't have support. I agree if you don't have that support at home or support. So support system is huge. So I'm guessing that also helps Paris too.
Right.
That helped me in the beginning when I first started. I'll never forget. My friend invited me to a workout I still go to every day, every Monday morning, and it's been almost 8 years now. And she invited me to a workout, and I was like, I'm not going to this workout. She's like, it's free. Come to this workout, girl. It's for a free workout. And I loved it because I would go to the gym, and I didn't know what to do. I wasn't that girl who was, in the gym. I wasn't that girl who knew anything about workouts. When I was in high school and college, I was a cheerleader, but we didn't work out like that, but that wasn't my thing. So I didn't have a clue about weights or what kind of workouts I could do to transform like certain parts of my body. I didn't know any of that. So I enjoyed the group workouts and especially the accountability, because I would slack off. And then like Terrence said earlier, like you get those phone calls like, okay, girl, where you been? You haven't been to class. Like, what's going on with you? We miss you. Or that was my way of learning different techniques to do certain things. So there are people like me, like we need the group workouts. Even now, since we've all been home, my team has free Zoom workouts, which I love because I still can see everyone's faces. I can see all my clients' faces, and we get to work out together Monday through Friday if they want. So I love it. It works for me. I love group workouts. I need them. I need that extra push. I like that team. Team.
You like that motivation that you get from the group, and that's great. And you know what I do too. I like motivation, but I also know what motivates me at this point in my life. But everybody's different, and everybody will have their own way of doing it. And I want to say how I met Coach is that I think I was at the gym one day, and he was there at 24 Hour Fitness, I believe. He was in Cali. He was in Cali. He was in Los Angeles, and he gave me his information. And because I was struggling, I think I'm trying to think if my mother was alive at that time, and I couldn't really go many places. And he was so gracious to allow me to do it over the phone with him, the exercises. So he would call me, and this was years before Zoom. Before we started Zooming, okay? He would call me, or I would call him, and he would, go over the exercises with me. And I want to say this to you, Coach. You taught me how to really do the exercises like I needed to, because right now I go to the gym, I know what to do. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I didn't know before that. And I wanted to tell you that live, okay? Because that was the reason why I lost a lot of the weight that I did, other than some other things, but you helped me with that. And so I just want to bring that up and just say thank you for that on TV, on live video, okay? Because it was helpful. When you have somebody that supports you, and it wasn't about money. I'm not saying he don't want to get paid, but what I'm saying is that he wasn't tripping about money. He was serious about what he was doing, and he wanted to make sure that I was getting what I needed. And so I got the weights. I still have those weights with me now. I know what to do when I go to the gym. So a lot of times people come to me when I'm at the gym. Oh, do you need some help? I said, no, I don't need no help. I know what to do, because I'll get the battle ropes and do that, all kind of stuff. So I just want to thank you for that, because that helped me a lot.
Well, I love it because it gives hope to ladies, and and that's the goal, right? Me as a Christian is we want to have hope, we want to have that, yeah. And it's so important that other ladies to hear it, because we all can be intimidated or have doubt. When I first wrote my book, I had doubt. Can I do it? Or, I don't know who's gonna read it. It's gonna be foolish. So I get it, the mental part of it. And that's why it's so important for you ladies who are watching, that somebody got to step forward. Somebody got to have courage, because with you doing it, it's going to give somebody else hope and say, I can do it too. And hearing somebody lady here seeing Paris and saying like, hey, okay, well, you know what? Somebody told me about a box of things, so now let me go try it then, because it worked for her. So I just want to encourage anybody. It's bigger than you, and that's something that I always try to think about, is that it's bigger than me, So me working with you, Yvette, how I think is like Jesus, how he taught the disciples, and they was able to spread and help everybody else out and teach it. The key is teach you, and you can pay it forward and teach somebody else. And that's, my philosophy with fitness.
Right. And you whatever you get, you got to give back. Okay. You got to give it to somebody else, because that's the whole biblical perspective, is that you get it and you give it, and you give it to someone and they give it to someone else, and then it continues on. And so that's the blessing of this whole thing. I just want to say that. That's the blessing. And when I met Coach, just to say this, I was trying to lose 40 pounds, and I did lose those 40 pounds. It took me some time, but I lost them. So thank you, Coach, again. Okay.
Can we talk about that time? Can we talk about time?
What? About how long it took me to lose the 40?
No, and let me know you agree with this, Paris. So a lot of people focus on how long it take. How long did it take you? How long did it take you? How long did it take you?
Yeah.
Right? And and the thing that is so important as somebody, for me, lost 100 pounds, is I tell people, or at least what I help, is that you're asking the wrong question. Right. Because habits do not form because of time.
Right.
Habits form because of frequency. So it's more of how many times you had to work out during the week, right? How many times that you had to go when you didn't feel like going? How many times did you go against peer pressure? How many times when you was 2 in the morning, you want to go eat, and you just trying to stay disciplined, and you like, oh, I want to eat. I'm just, okay, T, come on, you good, right? That part. So I wanted to just say that, because that's the thing, but that's a society thing, because we want it done fast. I get it. We in this culture want it fast. But what I want to help, just from my wisdom during the last 10 years, is don't focus on time, because let's say you can do 21 days, but if you have 21 days, if you only go 5 times in 21 days, it doesn't matter. But it's all about how can you just show up. And you show up, you're going to get better, period. But if you're not showing up, you won't. So I just want to share that when you said time, because people are so big on time. But like Paris said, everybody lifestyle body is different. And that's the thing about social media. It sucks because you're seeing this person, don't probably have no kids, don't have this struggle with divorce or whatever. I don't got to take Billy and them to practice. All I do is work out, and you don't see all that stuff behind, and we compare them with somebody else, but we're not knowing that, hey, they don't have that trauma. They didn't go through what you've been through. They didn't have this tube. They didn't have this. They didn't, so I'm just very passionate for people not to get sucked in on time.
Right.
Because it's not about time, it's about progress.
And you know what, too, though? It took us a lifetime to get to where we were. So don't think you're going to do it overnight. You cannot.
Yeah.
Took us a lifetime. Go ahead, Paris. You were getting ready to say something?
Yeah, I get hit up by so many women on social media. Like, okay, Paris, like, I got this event coming up. I got this goal I want to hit in this certain amount of time. And how am I going to get the gains like this? Like, I want to make sure, like, I'm curvy like you in this way at this time. And I'm like, if you want a quick fix, then we can't work together, because I'm trying to teach you a lifestyle.
Right.
And I remember on my journey in the beginning, I actually was not even paying attention to the time. I was enjoying the journey, and every pound, every inch, I celebrated everything. And I didn't pay attention to the time. And so actually one of my friends told me, he was just like, okay, well, you've been working with me for this and this amount of time, and look, this is what you have accomplished so far. And I didn't realize it until he told me. So I didn't know, like, my numbers. I didn't know how much weight I had lost. I didn't know how many inches I had lost. All I knew is that I felt good. My body was changing. My clothes were fitting different. I was feeling more confident. I had more energy. I wasn't as tired. And I was just enjoying being around my workout friends and just enjoying the space that I was in. Okay. So I would tell people, really enjoy the journey. Don't focus on time, because if you do focus on time, just like if you focus on the scale, you will get frustrated.
Right.
And then sometimes if you get frustrated, then you'll use that as an excuse to go back to bad habits, or you'll fall off. So don't focus on time. And don't look for a quick fix. Quick fix never lasts.
Right.
They never last.
Right.
You go right back. And sometimes if you get a quick fix and you'll go back to old habits, you'll actually double your weight.
Right.
So you don't want to focus on time. I tell the women who hit me up all the time, please do not focus on time. Don't look at the scale. Just enjoy your journey and just make good choices. And if you fall off, and within 2 to 3 hours, get back onto your plan. Or the next day, we're going to start all over again.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna throw my shoe at you. So I love it because, the majority of people, when it's investing in money, health, is women, right? Probably 80-90% of people work with are women.
Right.
And what if we treat our journey like a relationship?
Right.
Right? Well, can I ask a girl, how long would it take for me to hit it? Right? Like, or are you saying that let's enjoy, let's work on it, let's, like if we think of a relationship, because my ladies, I tell them, like, hey, we are fitness married,
right?
So we got to go trust. So I'm going to show up because I want you to trust me. I want you to say you can trust me, count on me, and that's what you want as your husband, or you want to be. But when it comes to fitness, it seems like we shift that principle. We tell our kids, don't give up, keep going. But then when it comes to this, we don't follow it. I was there. So this is why I talk this way. I was right there with you. However, it's about relationship, just like when it comes to Laura's relationship. So the thing that I have is, how can I enjoy this relationship that I'm having with this new person I want to be? Right. But if you try to get it fast, you lose it fast. But you get fast money, get money back, lose it fast. Same thing.
Right.
That's why it's what we're saying, Paris, because it's not about getting it, it's about keeping it. Right. And I learned that in the NFL, got money, lost it, because my mindset wasn't about keeping it, it's about getting it. A lot of people didn't want to get married, but now I focus on how to stay married. I want to get, so it's about shifting that mindset, what she talked about. You got to change your mindset, right? You got to be mature have a mature mind on this journey, and you got to ask yourself, would I want somebody to treat me this way? And you want to treat yourself. That's why we say self-love, where you say, I'm showing I love myself. I'm eating this because I love myself. And if you love yourself, and I was there, I didn't love myself. I was depressed. I didn't love about 3 feet. I didn't love how I looked. So I didn't love myself. And I really believe it's how you see yourself, is how you treat yourself. And I had to really work on myself better. And how can I expect my wife or anybody to treat me well if I don't do it to myself?
I'm not doing it right. That's exactly right, Coach. Exactly right.
And that's for the message that, you know, my purpose is, no, you gotta have a standard for yourself. And you have that standard, and as a lady, as a woman, when you meet a guy and you say, this is my contract, this is how I treat myself, this is how I do, and if you're not willing to be the standards, bye.
See you when
you
I
don't have standards on yourself, then they don't be like, well, you don't care about how you look, you don't care how you feel, so then why should I care?
Right.
It starts with, and that's where I started in 2010 when I left in my depression, where I say, I'm going to work on me, and I'm going to work on my confidence. I'm going to take care of me, because in the end of the day, it's me and God, and I can't depend on somebody else to make me happy, and I got to find it myself. That's what I work. I'm going to stop. I got to have you going now. Go ahead.
That's right. No, you good. You were good. That's great. That's great. So now, you know what? Let's see. I wanted to talk about this word that I don't think either of you are going to like, but it's a word that a lot of people use, and it's called a diet.
You better not say keto. You better not say keto.
No, I'm not saying keto, I'm saying diet. Diet. Diet is the word.
Can I go first?
Yes, go with it.
I like it. I'll tell you why. Everything you take in is a diet. What you watch, what you read, what you listen to, it's a diet.
Right.
So it's the world mindset of their way of how to manipulate you, make you feel that way. But the truth is, everything is a diet. So what I think is, how do you want your diet to be? And your diet, what's the outcome do you want of your diet? So I can't be looking on Facebook and seeing all kind of food, but I want to stop eating these things. That's like me saying, I want to be faithful to my wife, but I'm watching all these chicks. It don't make sense, right? So my belief is everything is a diet. And when you understand that and you really believe it and see it and say, I don't want to do a diet. What do you mean? If you eat, it's a diet, right? So that's belief on diet. That's how I see it. Because again, that's just, to me, the truth of everything's a diet, what you do.
Right. So the diet is whatever, is everything. But you know, my thought process about the word diet is that it's really not a diet. A diet is a specific eating plan, but it's a lifestyle. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Lifestyle versus diet. I think the two of them are opposites, if you will. Is that something you agree with? You guys agree with?
I agree with what you said, but I like how he turned that word into something positive.
Well, yeah, you know, he did. He was good. He was good. But the diet for me was always a bad word when I heard it from other people. It was a bad word. Diet is not good. You needed the lifestyle change. You know, diet is not something you want to do, because diet means it's temporary. That's what I've heard. Have you heard that, Coach?
Yeah, but you know what? People say marriage is not good because they didn't do it. So it all depends on their experience, or they wasn't successful. Right? So that's why it's so important to learn the truth. That's why I'm a Christian, go there, because if you go by the world, you go by their experience of it, and now you believe it because maybe your mama struggled, your auntie struggled, people you know struggle, and then you have that. It's like being in the hood. I'm from Compton, California. So I didn't see doctors. I saw drug dealers. I saw gangsters. I saw this. So you are what you see, what you think about, and then you believe it. And that's another way how society gets us to think that about dieting, and then we think negative, and then that will spark the energy of not excited, not enthusiasm, and now you go that way. And guess who's laughing? The enemy, the devil. But I can go there. Go ahead, Paris.
No, you're good. Go ahead, Paris.
No, I agree with that. I do agree with that. I think he shut it down about the word diet.
Right.
I'm gonna have to use that with my clients.
Okay. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Okay, so diet is okay as long as you realize the diet is the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's everything, basically.
Your perspective,
Right.
right? Example, you see somebody with a wheelchair. Once somebody will say, let's stand here in a wheelchair. You ask him, he'll say, no, I'm glad I have a wheelchair. Because if I didn't, I'd be stuck in his bed or sit in his chair at home.
Right.
So it all about your perspective. And that goes to your health, mental health is, do you have a pessimistic or optimistic? Are you a positive thinker or negative thinker, right? And that goes to, that's what makes you to be healthy is your thoughts. When you go on a scale, you don't see what you want. Are you determined or are you disappointed?
Right.
So it's all about that and having that coaching, that help, because I get it. Maybe you're in an environment where it's negative environment. So that's what you're used to growing up, mom, dad, family, whatever. I get it. But that's why she said, Paris, why I do love the gym, because you're around people who have the same goal to be better. And I love that about the gym. I love that about fitness, because we all are humble and say,
Yeah, that's right.
I got a problem, I got an issue, I'm not happy with this, because you know how it is in the world. I'm good, I'm all right, how you doing? I'm good, I'm all right. Right? Not true. But I love it because we say, I'm humble, I'm human, I got struggles, and we're going to do it together. You know, and but that's a positive way of looking at it. Then I got issues, I got problems that are wrong with me, and I can't fix it, I can't change it. And then that's how we run away from us changing and being healthier.
Right, right. Yes, yes. All right. So we talked about several areas. What constitutes a healthy lifestyle, eating to live versus living to eat. We talked about exercise, the benefits of a healthy lifestyle, diet versus healthy lifestyle, and just anything to prolong and preserve your life is really critical. I want to ask either of you or both of you, if you will, to give some final comments and talk about what you do, because others may be interested in that, so they can reach out to you. And if they can't reach you here right now, they can type something in the comments or leave a comment, and I'll make sure that you get it. So please share your information, if you will, and tell them what you do, because I want to make sure you're they know who you are and what you can help them with.
Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Paris Yvonne Broadnax. I am based here in Los Angeles, California, born and raised. I am a health coach. My hashtag is faith, fashion, and fitness. I really focus on proper nutrition. My goal is to empower women to take care of their spiritual health, their mental health, and their physical health. And it all started with me because I broke down in the dressing room. I was tired of not feeling confident and secure in what I had on. I was working for the Los Angeles Sparks. I was working for the Lakers. I was in and out of locker rooms. I had no energy, and I just had enough. And then once I reached my goal, a lot of friends and family and women on social media started asking me about my journey. And that's when I decided to make this to do this as a part-time job, just to help other women reach their goals and help them feel good about themselves and feel confident about what they had on and have more energy for their children and feel sexy and confident for their husbands. So if you are interested and you need help, you can always hit me up on social media. My Instagram is Ms. Paris Yvonne, which is MZParisYvonne. And also on Facebook, you can find me as Paris Yvonne Broadnax.
All right. Great, great. All right, Coach.
Awesome. Yeah, so I'm an author. I wrote a book about how I lost 100 pounds. Being a former athlete, people could look, oh, you're an athlete, you got it. But I was the person that I got paid for being big. And as an athlete, be honest, we eat like crap because we work out so much. So I didn't know. I had to start my journey in depression. So I'm more of, I can relate to people when they're not in a good mental state. I'm real big on learning, helping people to understand how to be a fighter and how to love themselves, but also understand that I love you because of who you are, not because of what you do. And I really want to really push about love and enjoying the process. So my programs don't sound weird. My program is really for people for lazy people. And what I mean by that is because human nature, that's how our mind works. We want to do things that's convenient and comfortable. So it's about finding a style that works for you and that you enjoy, you can keep. And I'm big on energy. So I'm Mr. Energy, Mr. Turn Up, Mr. Let's get excited, because my goal is in this world, it's not going to influence you to be holy and to be healthy. And I want to be that person and influence you and tell you that, hey, you had a bad day. It's okay. Let it go. Let's move on to the next play. So I just want to help develop you, love on you, care for you, and let you know that the number don't determine your identity, who you are, right? It's about who you are in Christ or who you want to be as a father or husband, whatever it might be. When it comes to Facebook, you can follow me. My name, Terrence Pennington. We can leave it here on Facebook if you follow me. But also work all over. So doesn't matter in the country, got clients in London, doesn't matter where you are. If you're saying that I want to learn, I want to develop, I want to be better for my family, and then I'll love to help and work with you so we can grow you inside out.
All right, thank you so much. And then I want to just tell you again about Caregiver Chronicles. It is a 16-module online course, and it takes you from the beginning or the onset of your loved one's illness all the way until they are recovered or they transition. We have courses on Medi-Cal insurance. We have courses on durable medical equipment. We have courses on every area of caregiving that you can think of, including a healthy lifestyle, which is our topic for tonight. And each week we'll go through a topic that is related to caregiving. Because if you are a caregiver, or if you are the actual person who has the ailment or the diagnosis, it is critical that you take care of yourself, and so that you can have some longevity in your life. So I wanted to just bring that to your attention. Caregiver Chronicles 24/7 at gmail.com is the way to reach us. You're also, we're on live on Facebook. Caregiver Chronicles 24/7 is a page that we have. And you also can reach me as well. If you want to reach out, please let me know. And then if you have not been able to get the information for the two guests here tonight, I can share that with you as well. I want to thank you both for joining me tonight. It is critical that we look out for each other. Go ahead, Harris, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying thank you for having us.
Yeah, you guys are great. I know you guys are the health gurus, and that's why I called you, because I was like, these are the people that can really talk about what's going on and how we can help ourselves. So I thank you again. God bless you both. And my prayer is that you continue to do your work, because it is a ministry that we do. Okay?
Absolutely. And holler at Paris, y'all. Follow somebody that has climbed the mountain and been through it. So if I say, lady, like no one taught to Paris, reach out to her. Get somebody that's been in the game, right? Don't follow somebody that's in the stands talking, but no, get somebody that played the game. So holler at her.
All right. So that's basically it. We'll see you next week on Friday Night Live. Thank you. Ask Dr. Yvette anything. We look forward to it. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.